Is friendship possible between a cheetah and a human? You will learn about this in our today's story. Zoo employee Olga spent a long time caring for a sick cheetah, and during this time, she became very attached to the animal. Unfortunately, after a while, the animal was taken to the circus. Olga hoped that one day she would meet her four-legged friend again, and 4 years later, something unexpected happened. It all started like this. A cheetah was brought to a small-town zoo. The staff found it strange that the animal, upon entering its new enclosure, did not explore it but immediately lay down. When the animal refused to get up in the morning and the food in its bowl remained untouched, the people hurried to call a veterinarian. The doctor, hearing the animal's heavy breathing, said that it might have caught a cold during transport and developed pneumonia. The cheetah urgently needed medication, but this was not easy to administer. The animal did not touch either food or water. Lux, as they named the cheetah, had lost a lot of weight, its fur had become dull, and its eyes were red. Whenever the predator tried to stand, its legs would start to tremble and give way. All the staff were worried about the animal, but particularly concerned was a girl named Olga. Understanding that the animal might die, she suggested that perhaps it should be fed by hand. The zoo workers did not approve of this idea. The risk was too great. After all, Lux was a wild animal, and its behavior was unpredictable. Then Olga decided to take matters into her own hands. Secretly from everyone, she opened the door to the cage and entered. Lux didn't even turn his head in her direction. When the girl took a piece of meat and brought it to the cheetah, it slightly bared its teeth, as if asking to be left alone. Then Olga dipped the meat in water and offered it to the cheetah again. Lux began to lick the water and unknowingly swallowed the meat as well. After that, he let out a long sigh and turned away, but at that moment, Olga's joy knew no bounds. She exited the cage and ran to the doctor for medicine. The girl already knew how to proceed. Olga started adding the medication to the meat soaked in water. The cheetah did not refuse such food. Soon the medicine began to take effect, and Lux started to recover. A few days later, when Olga entered the cage, the animal stood up and walked towards her. The girl began to pet Lux on the head, and he purred like a kitten. From then on, she entered the cage freely every day, and the cheetah, joyful and happy, rushed to her as soon as he heard her footsteps. Olga knew that the animal was waiting for her. But, to the girl's great sorrow, the following summer, Lux was taken to the circus. When the cheetah was placed in a transport cage, he began to thrash about and roar, and Olga could not hold back her tears. The girl continued to stand on the road even after the truck had disappeared from sight. 4 years later, circus animals were brought to the zoo for a film shoot. Olga accidentally heard that a cheetah, who had gone blind 2 years ago due to a serious illness, had arrived with the other animals. The girl's heart started to race. Could it be Lux? The predator was in a separate enclosure, and Olga hurried there after one of the circus employees. The cheetah was eating, ignoring the people around. Suddenly, when Olga began to ask the woman about the animal, it stopped eating and turned towards her upon hearing her voice. When the predator suddenly meowed, everyone understood. Olga ran with all her might to open the cage, and Lux, hearing the name Lux, desperately rushed to the girl and buried his head in her. Remarkably, after 4 years, the blind animal, who had long been called by another name, recognized as human. All because kindness, sincerity, and care create real miracles.